Hey guys, Raptor Squad member Axel here.
Hey guys, Raptor Squad member Bryce here.
Hey guys, Raptor Squad member JP Carnator here.
Today we are joined by two guests here. So we are joined by Smithy Max Smith and Marshall. Would you guys like to say hi?
Well, hello everybody, Smithy MC here. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Hi, Marshall here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for being here. It's a pleasure. So, Smithy, would you like to announce what's going on your channel? What's to come next?
Well, for those who don't know me, I play Minecraft, been playing Minecraft for a number of years, but at the moment on my YouTube channel, we're up to episode 33, but I am building Isla Nublar and I'm building the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, as it is, including latest builds include the Mosasaurus Arena and the T-Rex Kingdom, and I'm doing their pretty big builds considering how Minecraft is single meter blocks.
Awesome. I really look forward to it.
Thank you.
Do you guys have any questions for Smithy, the Blue Star?
Yeah, what are you working on next then?
Right, okay, well, I'm going to be working on the ferry dock at the south of the island. That's quite going to be a major build because not only have you got the ferry dock, you've also got the actual monorail station there. So that's quite a big build, and we've seen pictures of the monorail station on the Jurassic World website as well. And the other thing is I've got a gigantic lake in front of the Mosasaurus Arena and the T-Rex area, and in that lake at the moment I've got some Mosasauruses because I use the Jurassicraft mod, which is modded Minecraft, and I also use the fossil and archaeology mods to fill the world with dinosaurs. So I've got a few more reptiles and amphibious dinosaurs to put in, and I'm going to be building an underwater aquarium or viewing area and also underwater tunnels so you can see the animals underwater.
Fantastic. Alright. Awesome.
Okay, so what do we want to see in a sequel? Marshall is first on the list. So, do you want to go ahead and share your thoughts, Marshall?
Well, I really don't want to see Ice Age creatures in the sequel. I love Ice Age creatures, but I just think it would kind of ruin the series, because the series is like about reptiles and dinosaurs, not really mammals from the Ice Age. But I would really like to see the company that Nedry, the guy who stole the embryos in the first movie, like the company that he worked for, maybe like them trying to make their own dino park. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Smithy, would you like to add your thoughts?
So what I'd like to see in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, well, the biggest thing for me we haven't seen at the moment is the T-Rex's role. There's been quite a bit of conjecture about how T-Rex, maybe there'll be a fight-off at the end for the T-Rex in the first movie, which has been quite well quoted and shown in the pictures. I think that's going to be, for me, how that pans out towards the end. I'm interested to see the raptors, to be honest. I think the raptors are one of the coolest dinosaurs in this movie, especially the fact that it appears that there's some control over them, so that looks pretty cool to say the least. I do feel that the creators crews might have something to play in the movie yet, in terms of where that goes as well, because we've both been shown carnivores and herbivores in that area, so there may be something there. It seems to me it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster ride, and I think to succeed in today's age it has to be a roller coaster ride. I just hope they don't overdo it and try too hard. That's my only really downside to it.
And what would you want to see in a sequel then?
Well, sequel, you're into that question. Well, I think we were debating this before, what would happen if the island's going to go into disrepair because of it's been overrun by dinosaurs. Now, it's how do you expand the story in terms of is it a clean-up operation, or are there people left on the island at the end of the first movie, or you can always make a story about it, so I'm sure the writers already thought about that.
Alright, so Axel, are you still there then?
Yeah, sorry, my mic was muted.
That's alright. Alright, go ahead.
Okay, so now I'm gonna share my thoughts on what I want to see in the sequel. So, for the sequel, I do agree that I don't want to see extinct mammals being the focus on the Jurassic Park or Jurassic World sequel. They need to keep going with the extinct reptiles, the dinosaurs, all the other reptiles such as the marine reptiles, mosasaur, plesiosaur, that's fine, as well as the pterosaurs, the dimorphodons and the pteranodons. I'd love to see Dimetrodon as well. I think those are awesome. I'd love to see that as well. But as far as how a sequel would be, I'm not really exactly sure. I haven't really had a lot of fun about that. But Colin Trevorrow has said in an interview a few weeks back, I believe, he said that he is planning on continuing the story of Owen, which is a Chris Pratt's character, or more size character, for future sequels. I'd love to see that. Both of these characters seems awesome. I'd love to see more of them. I can't wait to see them in Jurassic World. Really look forward to seeing them. It's been rumored that maybe, well, sorry, it's not been rumored, but I would love to see maybe they go to one of the Death Islands, the 5 depths, like Isa Murta, Isa Pena, Isa Takano, all of those islands. I also forget the last 5 depths island's name. But I'd love to see a story even take place on one of those islands. Sorna's not included, by the way, because we have already seen 2 movies taking place on that island before. Or maybe we see Jurassic World gets reconstructed after the disaster at the park that we're going to see in this movie now. Maybe they try to rebuild Jurassic World in the sequel or something like that, but I'm not really sure. So, how do you feel, Bryce?
Sequel, geez, I think it may be a little too early to announce a sequel. I mean, it's good that they're in early development, but early talk about it. I'm just hoping this film's good and they just don't, like, push out a sequel too early. But what I'd like to see in a sequel, there's a lot of places they could go in a sequel. They could go mainland, though I wouldn't really want to see that. They could also show what happens at the end of Jurassic World if the park gets shut down or whatever happens to it, if they rebuild it or something like that. They could show like how they rebuilt it and how difficult it was to rebuild the island. Or they could go to Sorna and check out how that's doing over there. They could also go to like a safari type area, like say they go Africa or something, somewhere different, and they could explore something a little bit different than what we're used to. That'd be pretty cool. So basically what I was going to say is they can introduce like a lot of new dinosaurs and creatures into the series, which would be really cool. But other than that, there's a lot of places they could go with sequels. These are just a couple options. So hopefully they make a good story in this next sequel and it'll be good.
Yeah, awesome thoughts, and I actually do agree that it would be cool, and it would make sense if they make several Jurassic World theme park, not only on Isla Nublar, but like you said, maybe on Africa, maybe Australia, maybe or whatever like exotic or warm place here on Earth somewhere, because the park is now called Jurassic World. And based on the name, World, it actually should be like an international, not only on Newborn, if that makes sense. That would be cool, if you ask me. It would be cool as well to occasionally see maybe a story take place partially on the mainland, but not maybe too much, and maybe not an entire movie like showing dinosaurs rampaging on the mainland. That would probably be exaggerated. Now it's your turn, Nick. So Nick, go ahead.
So, as far as sequels go, I mean, the possibilities are endless. It's a dinosaur movie. One really cool thing would be, say they were constructing another park somewhere else in the world, maybe on a different island, maybe as a reserve, and they needed someone to go back to Nublar to get some of the dinosaurs because maybe for some reason Sorna has no dinosaurs anymore, and maybe they could send Chris Pratt and a more sized character over there with a group of men to go get the dinosaurs, kind of like the Lost World. I mean, Jurassic World seems more of a reboot than a sequel to me. So, I mean, maybe a sequel like the Lost Park Jurassic World would be cool, where they go to Nublar to get some of the dinosaurs, then all else fails and they have to struggle to get back. I mean, something like that would be okay. I mean, it pretty much will be a reboot anyway, and there's like I said, there's so many ideas out there. It's just depending on how the first film ends, pretty much.
Yeah. Also thoughts, very interesting. So, real quick, like you guys heard, Jurassic Gamer is also a guest. He quickly dropped in here. So, hello, Jurassic Gamer, and welcome. Would you like to share your thoughts about the
Okay,
Jurassic World sequel?
the sequel, I know y'all probably don't want to see any more hybrid dinos, but you know those little old hybrid dinosaurs like I forgot their names, but yeah, those old toys figures. Yeah, I want to see more of those in the movie. Y'all probably don't want to see them in more hybrid dinosaurs, but yeah. Okay, which characters I most want to see is like Chris Pratt. I want to see more Chris Pratt going with the Raptors. I want to see what they're going to do in the movie. What the next trailer, what I want to see more is the T-Rex.
I agree with you, though. I do want to see more hybrids. As stupid as they could be, I do love the hybrid idea, especially Indominus.
I actually agree.
Yeah.
But not too many, though.
No, I don't want to see
like
a whole island of hybrids, but one or two is not bad at all.
That's true.
I agree. I agree too.
Yeah, Smithy, interesting enough, that model with the Triceratops head and the Stegosaurus body was well cool.
I actually like that idea as well. Very bizarre, but it looks pretty cool. I can accept it, but I don't want to see the Arlex anymore. It just seems ridiculous. I would actually prefer to see the Stegoceratops, if you ask me. Would anyone like to add anything else before we move to the next topic? No? Alright. Brief summary of how you think the film will play out. What you think the film will be like. So, like all the other Jurassic Park movies, I'd love to see a scary scene at the beginning of the film. That could maybe set the tone for the movie, like it's gonna be very dark or scary or something like that. Because there's been a ton of rumors going on around Jurassic World. One of those rumors, I think backs these up, is that Jurassic World is being said to be very dark and a very scary Jurassic Park movie. I'd love to see like a scary scene, because in the first movie, for example, we saw that the Velociraptor, the big one, she breaks out and kills the park staff, the gate guard or whatever that person was. But anyway, maybe after that we maybe get introduced to all the main characters, to the kids, to Owen and Claire. Maybe we then see them trying to use a new bar slowly but safely. Maybe we see them going to the airport, then see them going on a ferry. They arrive on Isla Nublar. We maybe cut to the main street or no, sorry, not the main street, but maybe we'll see the introduction of Indominus Rex. Maybe, like for example, if Claire and Henry Wu is introducing it to Masrani, and he maybe is going to watch it for the first time, but like he says in the trailer, this will give the parents nightmares. And maybe Claire will say at that point, before that, we have our first genetically modified hybrid, and like maybe they introduce the IREX to Masrani. After that, well, maybe then I think it's a time to maybe see in the park everything at the park, what they have at Jurassic World, all the attractions, but maybe slowly but safely introduce all the dinosaurs as well. Maybe we see Zack and Gray go on the monorail. We then cut to all the attractions that is where all the attractions maybe want to see maybe when the power goes off, Vic Hoskins is getting the power out. And we then see the pterosaurs attacking the visitors on Main Street. Maybe we see the Irex break out. A lot of other dinosaurs breaking out. But the ACU team, Owen and Claire, or maybe all other parts of the staff that work in Jurassic World, they try to capture the I-Rex but fails eventually. Later on in the movie, we see that first, of course, when the chaos is happening at Jurassic World, we then see Zack and Gray riding in the gyrosphere in the park, and then the I-Rex starts to attack them, and then Owen and Claire, they go out in the park to look for them. And after that, they will go back to the park or something, or they maybe didn't find the kids when they are looking for them, but I'm not really sure. They try to hunt down the I-Rex. And at the same time, when they are hunting down the I-Rex, maybe that's the case when they find the kids again. Chris Pratt is riding his motorcycle in the jungle with the raptors next to him. And that eventually fails, and Claire maybe has to release the T-Rex. And of course the fight, which we hardcore Jurassic Park fans want to see. The movie. That would blow my mind if they did that. So that's probably my opinion. I keep messing up a lot of things, but I hope it wasn't too bad. So Marshall, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with most of that. I think it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a pretty scary scene in the beginning, or maybe like them starting to build Jurassic World and they're just trying to find dinosaurs in the restricted area. But I think that it's gonna be like all calm at the beginning, and Claire and Henry Wu start like talking to Owen about the hybrid, and then like all chaos goes loose in the park, and then Owen and Gray get in the gyrosphere, and then yeah, I'm sorry, I don't really have that much to think about it. I'm mainly just thinking about the beginning.
Okay, no, that's okay. You can go into as many details as you want to.
Well, I really do hope that they actually have the Spinosaurus in this for the ending, like the T-Rex, the Indominus, and then the Spinosaurus just duke it out.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, Smithy?
Yeah, I think taking on that about the Spinosaurus, we haven't seen the Spinosaurus because they've got a new dinosaur instead, which is almost a Spinosaurus without the spines, of course, a different breed. But I'd like to see some like dino battles. I think Jurassic Park, as it was groundbreaking at the time. If you think how many years ago that was made, and I'd like to see some dino battles. You remember the old dinosaur films we used to watch, or I used to watch, and you know they had some great dino battles. So maybe it might be a 3 or 4 way battle. Of course, Chris Pratt goes out on the bikes with the Raptors. Now, we don't know whether that's to save someone or whether to try and get Indominus, but I don't think they were stupid enough to go and try and bother with Indominus. It's more like to go and save someone, I think. How the film will pan out, well, I think, as usual, standard, first 15 minutes, all lovely, all fantastic, this is the best park in the world, it's all lovely, and then it all just goes wrong completely, as you know. I think we were talking before about how does the gyrosphere fit in, because we see the gyrosphere, then we see them going through the herds running past the gyrosphere, which means they were panicky, and then they're in the main street when the pterodons and Dimorphos attack. So there seems to be a bit of lack of continuity there in terms of the story. So it'd be interesting to see how that pans out. And I think really the army, or InGen's army as it is, are obviously involved, and they're the cannon fodder. They're the ones that are going to get eaten and torn apart and the usual things. Really, I think they've got to make it scary. I think. JP wouldn't work now with the younger generation. It's got to be quite scary to make them jump. So they've got to really pull out all the stops on that. I think they've got to up the notch on making it scary, and I think there's already seen some jump scares as well. So I think jump scares is the order of the day, maybe. How it finishes up, if you take the end, either people left on the island or they escape. I think they might leave it open-ended, to be honest. And what's happening to the thousands and thousands of people on the island? Because we're not talking about 5 or 6 this time, are we? We're talking about thousands of people when the dinosaurs get out. So I think it's a lot of loose ends that need to be tied up, which is how a movie should be. We should be able to see clips and things, but we should be able to go to the cinema and watch it and still be amazed when we get there.
Oh yeah, for sure. What about you, Bryce?
Okay, so what I think it's going to start out with is we're going to see the opening shot of an island cleanup scene from Jurassic Park. Like, we'll see it, like, say, 15, 22 years ago after Jurassic Park, and you see them starting to clean up stuff. That's where you'll see the visitor center and some of the old park attractions, because by now they'd all be decayed and things like that. In the deleted scenes of The Lost World, you know that they took down the visitor center and things like that. So I don't know if we'll see the visitor center later, if that's canon to the story or not, since it was deleted. But hopefully we'll see it later in the film, unless just at the beginning of the film. Then I think we'll meet the kids at their house, and then we'll see them head to the airport and go to Jurassic World. And then we'll meet Claire, and she'll talk to Dr. Wu and Masrani about the Indominus, and maybe show them, but they won't show the Indominus just yet. They may show a hint at it in there, maybe a glass, like, fading shot where you can't really see it. It's, like, blurred out. And then you'll see more of the park with the kids riding different attractions, like Mosasaur feeding show and the gyrosphere and things like that. And then we'll meet up with Vic Hoskins and Owen with the Raptors. And after that, we'll see someone turns off the power. You won't see who. And you'll see the Indominus Rex DNA will get stolen from, and the creatures, the Pteranodons, Dimorphodons, will get let out, and you'll see the visitors get attacked by the Pteranodons. And then Owen will eventually find out that Vic Hoskins turned off the power, so Owen will send one of his raptors to get Vic, and then Vic basically diverts the raptor's attention to Dr. Wu, who gets killed just like in the novel by the raptor. And then after that, you'll see Vic Hoskins and a couple security guards get on a helicopter and basically get attacked by pteranodons, and their helicopter gets shot down and gets exploded and things like that, and they die in there. And then you'll see the pteranodons get captured eventually and maybe put back in the aviary. And after that, you may see the Indominus, like, clawing up the wall. Like, this will be nighttime by the time this happens. You'll see, maybe you'll see the Indominus hint at it being clawing the wall and things like that. And then later on daytime, you'll see Owen wants to observe the Indominus with Bryce, and he sees the scratches, and the workers and things like that, they go in and look for it. And that's when the Indominus will break out and eat some workers, and you'll have that shot where Owen's hiding under that truck. And then you'll see the Indominus. After that, he'll get distracted or something from something and run into the forest. So he'll just leave Owen under that truck and just go run into the forest. And he'll smash through a couple paddocks and things like that and let some other dinosaurs loose, including the T-Rex. So then you'll see kids get attacked by the Indominus, and in the gyrosphere, while they're in the restricted area, you'll see Dilophosaurus is down there as well. And you'll see Owen and Bryce trying to track down the Indominus along with some ACU workers in the restricted area. One of the ACU workers gets killed from the Dilophosaurus, and Masrani will get killed by the I-Rex after Owen goes after the Indominus with the Raptors. They try to fight it with the Raptors, but they fail after that. And then the Mosasaur will attack the underwater observatory and release the Plesiosaurs into their Cretaceous cruise. Claire and Vivian, which is basically another character, I forget her name, but she's another character, will look for the kids, and then they'll run in. You'll see Zach and Gray running from the Suchomimus. In that shot where you see them jump off the waterfall, that's in the Suchomimus paddock, so you'll see them jump off the waterfall, and they'll find the old visitor center and maybe some wild raptors. They'll escape and find Claire and Vivian, and then the Rex attacks them, and Vivian basically sacrifices herself. The ACU recaptures the Rex, and other ACU members die from the Indominus. Owen makes a plan to get the T-Rex and I-Rex to fight, and Claire is ultimately chosen because she knows where they are holding the T-Rex, and Owen goes to get the I-Rex with his raptors. Owen meets up with some wild raptors, and his raptors turn on him, and he's forced to kill Blue, and the other two raptors run away. So Claire gets the flare, and the T-Rex chases her. She runs toward the Innovation Center and runs behind that rock in the trailer, and she throws the flare out in the middle of the Innovation Center, and the T-Rex and the Indominus fight. Eventually, the T-Rex will win and give her a signature roar, and maybe afterwards she'll eventually die from her wounds in a very sad scene, which would be really sad. And then after that, they'll finally recapture most of the dinosaurs, and then they'll leave. Visitors will go on boats, and they'll bring helicopters in to rescue the kids, and you'll see the ending shot much like Jurassic Park with Claire and the kids leaving the island in the helicopter.
Yeah, awesome thoughts. Nick?
So pretty much I just think the film will be pretty much peaceful in the beginning of the films like we've seen in every single film. Then midway through it, things start to go bad. They try to repair everything. It starts to seem like the park's going okay again, and then it just gets worse, and pretty much just continues getting worse and worse. And then the visitors at the end wind up getting safe, and then the rest of the park people find the Indominus, fight it with the T-Rex, kill both of them, and just escape the island. I mean, pretty much what you guys just said. There's really not much more I can say about that.
Okay. Jurassic Gamer?
I'm just going to talk about two things, like the ending and the beginning. So I think that in the beginning, they're going to create the park and stuff, get all the dinosaurs. Then, like at the end, Claire got her flare, throw it towards the I-Rex. Then the T-Rex comes and fight the I-Rex.
Okay, so this is a pretty short question. So the next one, which is also my last question, is what new creatures do we want to see in the sequel? Okay, so I really want to see Carnotaurus in a new Jurassic Park or Jurassic World sequel. It's one of my favorite dinosaurs that has ever existed. It's a really badass and unique dinosaur. It's just fantastic. I think it really deserves to be in a Jurassic World movie because it's got a lot of attention. It was really appreciated in the novel that Michael Crichton did in 1996. Really awesome in the novel. It has been in many both toy lines and in games and stuff like that. So, yeah, Carnotaurus for the win, and I'd love to see Dimetrodon as well. One of my favorite reptiles, but it's not an actual dinosaur. So yeah, that's pretty much my opinions. So, Marshall?
I actually agree with you. I really want to see the Carnotaurus, and I really want to see like one of my favorite dinosaurs, the Iguanodon.
Okay, cool. Maybe?
I suppose they've got to save some of the dinosaurs for for Jurassic World 2, etc. But for me, it's the female T-Rex. I think more than anything else, I want to see that in the movie. The Carnotaurus is a cool new dino. So that's, again, I agree with the other two. And in fact, that's the one I want to see as well.
Yeah. Okay. Bryce?
Just a few other large carnivores would be nice, like Acrocanthosaurus, Carnotaurus, Ceratosaurus. This is a smaller type of, almost looks like a raptor. It's called Gonglong, I think. And then Dimetrodon as well would be really cool to see. Just a few. There's so many to name, but those are just a few. Plesiosaurus would be cool if they don't add it in this one, but a lot of marine reptiles would be cool in the next one as well. So just a lot of things they could add, which would be really cool to the story and things like that.
Yeah, and I do agree. It would be cool not only to see like T-Rex and Spinosaurus and all those kind of guys, but don't replace them, don't get me wrong. But add more large theropod dinosaurs like Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, and Acrocanthosaurus like you mentioned. All those kind of dinosaurs, they are all really cool. Why not add them? Okay, how about you, Nick?
So as you guys know, Carnotaurus is my favorite dinosaur, and I really would love to see that in a future film. Also, Therizinosaurus is another unique dinosaur that really be great. But I'd love to see some of the old Chaos Effect toy line dinosaurs make it into the film, like the Paradionicus, the Compsognathus, the Velociraptorix. Those are really original ideas, and I mean, if they're going to continue with the hybrid theme, I'd really like to see creatures like that.
Okay. Jurassic... Oh no, we lost it for a moment. So that's all my questions. So now I'm going to hand it over to Bryce. Bryce, go ahead.
Alright, so my first question is, what do you want to see in Trailer 2? I'm assuming this is Trailer 2. I don't know if you want to count the Super Bowl trailer as Trailer 2, but this one's either Trailer 2 or 3. What I'd really like to see is maybe a hint at the T-Rex along with some other park attractions, and I think we finally need to get a shot showing some parts of the restricted area. Maybe just a zoom-in shot of like an old panning shot of like the restricted area or the visitor center or something like that. The gates or something. That'd be pretty cool to see. But I really want to see some more shots of the visitor center or like the restricted area, because we know that's going to play a huge part in the film. So that'd be really cool just to see that hinted, because they're not really showing much in these trailers other than the new part of the park, which I'm assuming that will happen early in the film, and then most of the rest of the film will be in the restricted area of the park and things like that. So maybe just a shot to show that we're going to be in the restricted area most of the time in the movie, and then maybe at the end just a hint of the T-Rex. So that's all I want to see then. What do you want to see, Axel?
I do agree that I'd love to see a lot of the old park. Not too much dinosaurs, but maybe some of the cooler ones like the Mosasaur, the Indominus, maybe a few new glimpses of her that we haven't seen before. Definitely more than Velociraptors, so not too much again. And I love to see Echo because we didn't see her like in a daylight shot in the Super Bowl trailer, if you remember, when Owen is coming up to the Velociraptors and stopping them from killing the park worker. I've always been thinking, where's Echo? We haven't yet seen her in daylight so far, so I'd love to see her in the daylight, see what she really looks like in daylight, because we only saw her in nighttime and we couldn't really see her that well. I'd love to see more maybe character development, maybe or more size character. He seems to be also really cool. I'd love to see more of him as well. I want to see more attractions and stuff like that. As you said again, the restricted area and the old remains of the park here. I think it's going to take a very big role in Jurassic World, so I definitely want to see more of how that's going to be like, what it's going to be like. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts.
All right, good. What about you, Marshall?
Well, I really actually want to see the Cretaceous cruise, maybe like a little more footage of that, showing how they do that. But what I really want to see is like what you said before. I really just want to see like maybe even a glimpse of the restricted area, maybe where Dennis Nedry dies, or the T-Rex pen from the first movie, or even the visitor center. But maybe even a hint of the T-Rex. Maybe like you see a T-Rex's footprint and there's some water in it, and then it just starts vibrating. I think that would be pretty cool to end the trailer.
Yeah.
Or maybe even a roar.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, cool. What about you, Smithy?
Only one thing I want to see: T-Rex. No, definitely. I want that. I want them to I don't want them to give us loads more. I want them to just expand the story a bit and maybe get the continuity right again, because I think the continuity, as we discussed, is a bit out. Yeah, I think I want to see the T-Rex, and I just want to see a bit expanded. I think we'll see, like we did with the first two trailers, the CGI getting better. And there's been lots of comparisons between the CGI. One thing that disappointed me, that's even though the CGI is done, I think it was still done on the fly, because some of the CGI in the first one wasn't in the second one, and this, like for example, the monorail still doesn't match up to the maps on the island in both sequences. So I'd like to see that cleared up. Introduction, yeah, let's get the Carnotaurus in there, or one of the other dinosaurs that they put onto the Jurassic World website, I think.
Awesome. All right, what about you, Nick?
So, like Smithy said, T-Rex, definitely. We do need to see at least a small image of the T-Rex. I would like to see more of the Raptor training, though, like a full scene. And maybe instead of having it a trailer, maybe like an exclusive clip from Jurassic World. That'd be really great.
Yeah, that's totally possible, since Kid Choice Award is coming up at the end of this month, and then the trailer is set to hit on April 3rd, so we may get like an exclusive clip or a tease.
So that brings us to the end of that podcast. It went a bit awry there in terms of the connection, but hey, you got the gist of it. And what happens then is we come back a bit later and do another podcast just with the Raptor Squad and me answering questions. Now that will come back in another episode. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was interesting discussing it with others in terms of what we would like to see in Jurassic World. So that's the end of the video. Thanks very much for listening all the way to the end. And again, please press that like button. It all counts. And as you can see here, you're now getting a sneak peek at something about 2 videos in the future. I will leave it at that. And thank you very much for watching.